Ladies and gentlemen of Bachelor Nation, we have breaking news to get into. That's right, very big news in the Bachelor Clayton Echard trial that's happening June 10th. Former lawyer of Clayton's accuser, the lady who accused him of being pregnant of the never seen again twin babies, those that never materialized, no fetal death certificates. Nada, the lady that, of course, fabricated sonograms, faked cancer, and much others, has her former lawyer now addressing the court to right the wrongs and talk about these misstatements, as her current attorney calls them. Now, as we know, her current attorney said, point me in the direction of where she lied. And, of course, we all pointed in different directions. She lied there, 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 there. I felt like a guy in a crossing walk trying to, there's a lie, you get a lie, we all get lies. So she lied multiple times. And of course she admitted to it in court. And then her current attorney goes, well, those are just casual misstatements, don't we all? Those that haven't lied before in court, throw the first stone, that type of deal. Well, we're going to get into what was broken down and literally really broken news in the Patreon chat right here. So in the Patreon chat, we've got information that popped up. Someone said, oh, Dave, you got to check it out. Go take a look. And I run in there, and then they share with me some of these wild documents right here that show the motions of what was going on with regards to this new filing, which we thought was coming up. We thought this filing was coming up based on Woodnick's mention that he believes Jane Doe's attorney may have been a part of, in an effort to keep Corey Keith from addressing the court. So as you can see right here in the Patreon, people are looking for justice for Corey as, hey, the guy just was representing somebody, he didn't know the truth, and then he goes to make a statement. So initially, Seeking Justice for Clayton Echard posted this screen grab, Ethical Rule 3.3, Notice of Candor. So we knew that this was coming out this morning, and then of course it drops immediately. A lawyer shall not knowingly make a false statement or fact or law to a tribunal or fail to correct a false statement of material fact or law previously made to the tribunal by the lawyer. Essentially, he's correcting the image and saying, look, my bad. Turns out my client lied. She lied. I don't have the button ready. My client lied, and he wasn't prepared at the time to understand that.
She lied?
And now he's changed his tune, which we respect those that can, this is what it comes down to in what I hate about politicians, when they hold on to a thought because they don't want to be seen as weak for changing their mind. No, if you find out your client was on the wrong side of something and fabricated documents, let people know. So you can join us over there if you want to be a part of the Patreon community where the tea is piping hot. I mean, look, Audrey says, this tea is piping, I cannot cope. She can't even spell it right. People's fingers are not working properly because their hands are burnt with all of the tea steaming out of the kettle. Let's read it. Here is the Ethical Rule 3.3 Notice of Candor presented by Corey Keith. In the matter of Jane Doe v. Clayton Echard, and again, up top we see Desert Legal Group, Corey B. Keith. He says, comes now, Corey B. Keith. Previous attorney for petitioner Janie Dodo Burr III. Remember the simple times. The simple times of Corey Keith. A guy who meant well. You're in a new law practice. You're probably a younger lawyer. You want to bring new clients to the table. Of course, you want to cash a couple checks, have a few beers afterwards, put away the bad guy. Just didn't realize he was representing possibly the bad guy. And I say that because it's the only person so far that has been proven as a liar. But Clayton lied in the real estate. That doesn't matter. Clayton didn't finish the real estate deal because he was repulsed and had to block Jane Doe. Repulsed. So here's what Corey has to say. Corey Keith, previous attorney for Janie Doe, pursuant to rules of professional conduct, Ethical Rule 3.3a, and the mandatory obligation to correct the record before the tribunal, hereby states as follows. The parties appeared for an in-person status conference on February 21st, 2024. During the status conference, and while discussing the previous injunction against harassment proceedings from November 2nd, 2023, above-mentioned counsel stated, Jane Doe has not lied in this case. She has not intentionally lied to the court. At the time, counsel believed the statement to be true. Counsel no longer believes this statement to be true for the reasons outlined in FRA. The below questions and answers are from Mr. Echard's March 1st, 2024 deposition of Jane Doe. Mr. Woodnick asked the question, I'm going to show you Exhibit 9 from Scottsdale Medical Imaging Labs. Have you been a patient at Scottsdale Medical Labs? Jane Doe says yes. He says, this ultrasound is dated July 7th, 2023. She says yes. Winnick says, is that your name at the top? Birthday next to it? That is my name and birthday. And this is the ultrasound that you received at Santa Monica, at Scottsdale Medical Imaging Lab that was presented by Bonnie Slater in the prior proceedings, correct? Yes, it was. It was. But this was actually at Planned Parenthood, she says. And then he goes, okay, I want to make sure I clarify that. Let's start off with the basics. That's that whole thing like, all right, hold on. Don't bury the lead. Don't admit to fraud yet. Let's warm it up. Let's tickle the balls before we metaphorically fillet the truth here. You can't just go for the gold. Come on, you got to party. You got to put on some Luther Vandross for the older boomers out there, Boys to Men for the millennials, and I guess Drake for Gen Z. I don't know what you kids are making love to. Gen Z is making love to hoping their parents leave them some inheritance because they are not worth anything. We get it. There's a wage gap. Okay, let's carry on. I digress. So the question, did you go to a facility at Smile because it is earmarked Smile? She said, I did not. Where did you get this ultrasound? Planned Parenthood, Mission Viejo. So I don't know Mission Viejo well, but is what you are suggesting that Scottsdale Medical Imaging has a branch in Mission Viejo? No. I'm totally confused here, and I love Winnick. He's playing dumb. I'm totally confused here. I will give you a chance here to explain how there is a Scottsdale Medical Imaging ultrasound that you claim came from Mission Viejo. There is not. This was the actually taken in Mission Viejo. This was not taken at Smile. Why does it say Smile on it? I did change the top of that from Planned Parenthood to Smile because I didn't want him to contact the doctor. I'm showing you real clearly Bates stamp 0183. It's an ultrasound image that you are admitting to having changed information on. Is that true? Just the top left. Yes, the location. I'm going to ask that question again. Yes. Did you change data on the, what was it marked? Exhibit 9? And then her attorney, Mr. Keith, she answered the question, Greg, objection form by Mr. Woodnick. Question, other than changing the word Smile on that exhibit, did you change anything? She said no. And then, these are signs in showing that she lied. She goes on to talk about how this came from, she didn't want it tracked back and this and that. So again, stuff we've already changed. She does say she changed the date of birth, changed the top. The question was, so you're changing your testimony? So it's not, you originally said you just changed and added the word Smile, but now you, under oath, you saying you added your name to it too? Correct. And your date of birth? Yeah, I changed the top. During the same deposition, Jane Doe also testified to the following. Could you please repeat, Jane Doe, who is your OBGYN? She says her perinatologist is Dr. McCool. And when was the last time you saw them? Well, she says, Dr. Higley, I saw last Friday. And by the way, we have to remember clearly her current attorney didn't do his homework because her current attorney says she didn't see these doctors. She just sought seeing them. She just, whatever BS he was saying. Well, no, she says, I saw him last Friday. You didn't see Dr. Higley that last Friday. And before you answer that, you don't have to. You can plead the fifth because it will be a really inconsistent statement with what you told Judge Gilketkis. She said, I had an appointment with Dr. Higley. You said you specifically told Judge Gilketkis under oath that you saw Dr. Higley the week before. She said, I had an appointment with Dr. Higley. You did not see Dr. Higley the week before, did you? I did not go to the appointment. Oh my gosh. So I guess actually right there, her BS lines up. But I think she still said she saw Dr. McCool. Anyhow, how bizarre. So then it continues. And again, that's just important information to know. The admission, and yeah, this is good. This is why you do this in court. This is why you have a lawyer who knows how to ask these questions to peg, metaphorically, your client down. Peg them down. She pledged to see the doctor. She didn't donate her time to see the doctor. She just pledged to go to see the doctor. That's right, Bruce. Again, just people completely misusing the English language. The admission from petitioner during a deposition confirmed that counsel's above quoted statement made during the February 21st, 2024 status conference was factually inaccurate. Your Honor, my client's not a liar. They're just factually inaccurate. Now, the question isn't whether or not they were factually inaccurate. It's that they knew they were factually inaccurate, which, of course, when you're lying. It's one thing. Oh, maybe I went there. Oh, I guess I misremembered something. Yeah, that happens. Did I go to Aldi's or did I go to Kroger's? I can't remember. Did I fake making an ultrasound or did I not? Well, I guess I'm factually inaccurate, so maybe. Specifically, petitioner admittedly altered her sonogram photo to include her name. And then below he says petitioner has addressed modifying the sonogram to alter the name of the facility. See petitioner's response to respondent's amended motion for relief based on fraud. Petitioner also admitted she did not see Dr. Higley the week prior to the November 2nd, 2023 injunction hearing. As such, counsel files this notice to retract his statement and to ensure candor to the court, as is required by Ethical Rule 3.3a, because undersigned counsel is not aware of petitioner having notified the court of these other factual inaccuracies. Respectfully submitted, 3rd day of June, 2024. From Corey Keith, Desert Legal Group. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be the first to reach across the aisle and offer Corey Keith a cold brew of coffee the morning of June 10th. If you so happen to be in the Maricopa area, we'll also have scones and muffins as we live report on our public stream. And we'll have additional information, maybe additional interviews too, on our private stream. I can't say where I'll be ahead of time because I've had people write in and say, Dave, you're giving too much information. Be careful. You can't be doing this. But trust me when I say I'm going to have some exclusive content while in Arizona for the Patreon at patreon.com/Dave Neal. You got to go to where the people want you, and they want you in the Patreon. The chat's out of control. You can go chat with everybody right now. It's wild, because I like the chats on YouTube, but on YouTube, the chat ends when the video ends. On Patreon, the chat keeps on going on. So maybe your husband or boyfriend is sick of hearing about you talk about this case. Join like-minded individuals who like accurate statements, factual accuracies, whatever you want to call them, and you can join them and join the rest of us, the children of the scum, as we will be in the Patreon chat, patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll see you guys then. More content coming your way. We're going to be live right after this. In fact, we're live right now. If you want to go to the Patreon, you can see us live right now as we continue to discuss this. I'm not lying. Click on it. You'll see us there. We'll be there for the next couple hours as we make the afternoon rush and all the other content. Wild week as we lead up to June 10th. We'll see you in a bit. Bye, everybody.